The second biggest mistake I made in my 20-year sales career was at a time when I had some loan officers that they weren't too excited about the appointments that we were setting for them. So I said, F it, and I'm gonna go on these appointments myself. So they were setting about 10 to 15 appointments per week. And within a 6-month period, I met with 150 real estate agents and basically did a great job. If you go back to my other video, the number one mistake that I would make at that first Power Partner meeting was basically not really finding out about those people. But I had learned that skill once I was basically meeting with these 150 agents. But my coach was talking about, how about you get a relationship manager? So basically the relationship manager, we would send them a card, we would send them a trinket, and he would follow up with all these phone calls, basically checking in with them, asking them for business. And I can tell you that we did a horrible job at basically developing that relationship. And we basically got very few referrals from all of that work. And it was a ton of work meeting with that many agents. I was driving to every single meeting, and it was just a ton of time and a ton of effort on my behalf that basically was an absolute failure. And the second biggest mistake that I made in my sales career is that I didn't follow the rules of relationship. And I was listening to a book, and it was called The Ultimate Sales Machine. And he does an awesome job of basically kind of giving the layers of a relationship. So basically, I'll break this down for you. I've added a few of my own, but he has something very similar. And I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. So from coffee, you're probably trying to go to lunch. There's only so many lunches that you can have before it becomes stale, especially if it's a business relationship. And especially if you're asking somebody for business and it's not a reciprocal relationship, which in some cases, it's something where they can only refer to you, and you have a hard time referring to them, which was the case as a mortgage loan officer, is that we needed a lot of real estate agents to refer us business in order for our business to grow. So from there you go to lunch, but then from lunch, next would be fun events. So happy hours, we would do Top Golf, we would do Comedy Works, we would do the Mammoth, which is the lacrosse. We would do a lot of sporting events and try to make things fun. Is that anytime you can get somebody out of that kind of like boring lunch environment and start to actually interact on a fun event, is that you can definitely deepen that relationship. From there, I would say a fun activity. So for me, I love to ski. I know that some people love to golf, but if you can go skiing with somebody, I think that that's actually when you can become great friends. I've met real estate agents that have become great friends because we went skiing together, and you're spending all that time on the lift and chatting and having that common bond for that activity that you both like to do. And that could be anything that you and that other person like to do. And in the book, Ultimate Sales Machine, he said that the ultimate goal is to have dinner at each other's home, as that's when you know that you've really cemented that relationship. For me, I would say that I cemented the relationship once I knew that I traveled with one of my best referral partners, is that we became such good friends. Is that you can travel with somebody. They say that you learn a lot about a person when you travel with them, and it's either a great experience or a horrible experience. But I know that for my top Power Partner, is that we became such great friends, is that we would go to Mexico together and go deep sea fishing and party together, and it was a lot of fun. It just becomes something where you become friends. So when I'm consulting with some of my coaching clients right now, I'm helping them understand what is the sequence. And I think one of the places that a lot of people stop is that they think that once they get to here, that they've developed a relationship. But unfortunately, there's so much more that you can do to deepen that relationships. And obviously, business people do business with friends in most cases, and this is just a more strategic way about thinking about that friendship versus like just stopping at lunch and hoping that somebody's going to send you referrals. So if you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe for more.